Thank you for hiding in the bathroom with me.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime. If this is a show. Literally.
Welcome to our show.
Mom, where are you?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Potty Talk, the talk show where we have to hide in the bathroom to get away from our kids. How are you doing?
Honestly, I'm good. I'm good today. Today has been a good day so far. It took a little while to get used to this sort of like whatever new normal we're in. I would say the first 2 weeks I was just in a state of just kind of like shock and like what the F is going on. And I hadn't wrapped my head around like the idea that like things were gonna get canceled and really the world was gonna close down. Like obviously I've never experienced anything like this. Nobody has. So I'm good now. I'm better now. Like I kind of like came around to the new normal, and I've had a chance to just process like I'm safe. I'm grateful.
Yes.
I have food.
Yes.
We got a deferment on our mortgage. Like all those big things that we were feeling really sick about, we've like, kind of eased, and we've been, when you're feeling like chaotic and like and oh my God, what is happening? You have to go back to the basics and you got to go back to gratitude. And so that's helped.
That is so true. Good today. We're taking it day by day.
How are you?
I'm okay, except I just realized I didn't introduce you.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody. My guest today is Sharzad, the amazing, beautiful Sharzad. You truly are beautiful inside and out, and you're one of the few people, like when I met you in person for the first time, I was like, oh no, she is not this gorgeous in actual real life as well as on Instagram. I was hoping it was filters.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll take that. I feel the same way about you. I've been such a fan of you for years, long before we met in real life. And I'm so happy we actually have met and seen each other in the flesh. It feels more like we have more of a real relationship.
Yeah, we're actually friends.
Exactly.
So you are a host. You used to host a very popular mom TV show called The Mom's View, right?
Yeah.
And you're a mom of two.
Mm-hmm.
Two littles.
5, almost 6, planning that quarantine birthday party now. Almost 6 and then 3.5.
So you are really in it right now.
Lots of penis, lots of farts, lots of just talk about, they've been asking Alexa to play the song Butt Cheek, which is just as wonderful as it sounds. So that's been keeping us entertained through quarantine is the song Butt Cheek. Ask Alexa, you'll hate me.
Well, we made a parody to Baby Shark, which is already bad enough, called Family Farts. So
I know. Oh, I sing that. I know your song. It's so relevant to me.
Yeah, it was obviously the boys in my family chose that topic.
Oh my God. No, I know your song. I know your stuff.
So you have a channel called Mixed Makeup, and there's a show on there called the Sass, and I'm always fascinated by it because you guys try out beauty treatments, which is so brave.
Yeah, it's a really fun show. I do it with my partner in crime, Susan Yara. She founded the channel and I joined the team about 5.5 years ago, and we started the Sass around, I don't know, about 5 years ago. So we've done so many beauty treatments on that show.
What is the craziest beauty treatment you've ever done on your show?
Okay, so this one sounds crazy, but it is actually one of my favorite ones in terms of results. It does not feel good, but results I think are amazing. It's microneedling with PRP. I'm sure a lot of people by now have heard of it, but you get blood taken out. Some people call it the vampire facial as well.
Oh my God.
You get your own blood taken out.
I have vasovagal, which means when I see blood, I faint. So even hearing about it.
Should I use a code word?
Call it ketchup.
Ketchup. When you get your ketchup taken out, they whip it in this thing to get the platelet-rich plasma from your ketchup. And then they put it on your face with this like basically micro needling print thing, which is making like tiny little incisions in your face, and then they're putting this good stuff back into your own skin. It's crazy. You look insane. I mean, I'm super sensitive, my skin is, and so I get really red, and this makes my face just neon like red, if you can imagine that color. And you can't leave your house for like 3 days, and you just look haggard and peely, a little bit peely and dry. And then you do emerge eventually with better skin. So that is it's weird because it involves ketchup, and it's yeah. So that's like weird / favorite though. I've done it multiple times.
Well, okay, awkward transition. I'm actually queen awkward. I am so awkward, so this is perfect for me. I know you recently lost your mommy, your beautiful, beautiful mommy, and I am so sorry.
Thank you.
We lost Gabe's dad recently, and it is the most heartbreaking. You don't even know how brutal it is until it happens to you. And you've been really open about it on your Instagram and about your mourning process. And it made me think that right now, so many of us are in mourning. Like the whole world is kind of in mourning. And I wonder if you have any advice or any thoughts around that for people who are just feeling really sad right now. Like we're all feeling so sad, and you've kind of been living in sadness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I lost a lot of close family members in a 2.5-year period. There was 5 people in my family that passed away. One of them being my mom, which was the most significant loss that I've ever personally experienced. And I mean, it was awful, but there was also so much beauty in the way that she lived and the way that she died. We found out truly out of the blue. I mean, this is the healthiest woman I've ever met in my entire life, mentally, physically, emotionally healthy. And in April 2018, she went to the doctor because she was just losing weight, and she found out she had stage 4 colon cancer.
Oh my gosh.
And a year to live. Never
I'm
even
so
had
sorry.
a cold in her life. Like we just grew up healthy and active. And so that was such a shock. And then living that year was such a roller coaster ride of emotions, because we were obviously so grateful that we had warning, because some people die in a car accident and that's it. You never get to say your goodbye. You never get that moment of closure or anything. And my mom made it clear that she had had a wonderful life, and she was definitely okay with the next phase of existence. And she talked about death openly, even before her diagnosis, as something that she just wasn't afraid of, and it wasn't scary, and she wasn't sad. And I think being really open about death it's helpful, because it's a really scary subject, and it's taboo, and a lot of people shy away from it. And had you asked me like 4 years ago to talk about death, I would have been like, hell no. Like, I don't even want to go there, even though I've certainly lost a lot of people in my life, over the years. Everybody has at some point, and everybody is going to die, and everybody is going to lose somebody. Right. And it's like saying this to yourself over and over again, in a way, is a little bit calming. And my mom, and she told us this all the time, she said, me dying is not a tragedy. A kid dying is a tragedy. That's awful. But a grandma dying at 64 who's had a great life, she said, it's really not that bad. And she kept, like, I don't know what the right word or the right way to say it, but she kept like kind of pounding it into my brother and sister and I's head that she's happy and at peace. And she also just was really vulnerable and let so many people in to witness her dying process that made it like less scary.
I was going to say less scary. Yeah, you shared a lot of videos of her and conversations with her, and it did make it less scary. And I think we all live in denial about it, but being able to embrace it in such a gracious way like she did, I think is really actually comforting to people.
Yeah, I hope so. I got a lot of good feedback from people that were experiencing a diagnosis themselves and young, like in their 30s, and new moms and stuff. And that makes me so sad. And then I just think about all the positivity and the way that the legacy she left. And I I am so sad and I miss her so much, but I'm also, I truly focus on gratitude. She was my best friend though, no question. We were two peas in a pod. We had the same nasty sense of humor. I mean, when we went out together, we were like, blah, 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 blah. Nobody ever believed she was my mom. I know you have a young looking mom.
I have that problem too. Yeah. It's because we're Arabic. It's the Arabic genes.
Yeah, she just looks, she was amazing, and she had great energy. So I try and just focus on all the good stuff. I had an amazing relationship with my mom for the 35 years that I was alive with her. And a lot of people don't have a good relationship with their parents. And I have a very strong bond with my brother, sister, and dad. So I, in the grand scheme of life, I'm doing good. I have healthy kids. I feel good. I like my husband.
That's a miracle, especially when you're locked in quarantine together.
I still like him. Yeah, I'm actually like, I don't want to murder you. So that's good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Winning. Yeah.
Okay, so another awkward transition now. So on the show, I ask every guest the same 7 questions, and everyone has amazingly different answers. So these are the Potty Talk questions. You ready?
Yes.
What do you miss most about your pre-kids life?
Just getting faced on a Tuesday night. just getting hammered drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, because parenting with a hangover is kind of the worst.
It's the worst thing in the world. So I don't drink anymore. I mean, I drink like twice a month. It's so sad. And even then it's like 2 drinks.
You have to be functional to deal with all the fart jokes.
Exactly.
What is the worst piece of parenting advice you have ever received?
Okay, so I don't know who or where I got this advice, but somebody had told me, this is when I was a new first-time mom and I was nursing. Somebody said and I was struggling with my nursing. Somebody said you produce the most milk between like 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. So I set a freaking alarm clock, even when my child was sleeping as a new mom, to get up and pump.
No.
I look back and I just wish I could just hug that person, pet her on the head and say, get back to sleep. Sorry. Can you beep that out?
Yeah, we can beep you out, girl.
Okay. Sleep is so important, and I wish I didn't sacrifice sleep to try and keep up with this pressure that I put on myself to nurse. So that was terrible advice.
Terrible.
I don't know if a person said it or if I read it, so I can't direct my anger at anybody specific, but yeah, that was.
It was clearly someone who hated you.
Yeah, like, was this an evil prank? Is there even any science to back that up? I don't know. I was so desperate to like maintain nursing that I was like, okay, I'll set the alarm for 2 a.m. while my baby is sleeping. Stupid.
Okay, now you have these 2 beautiful children, but what is the meanest thing they have ever said or done to you?
Well, they've definitely said they hate me. So that's sweet. And they don't know how to say, so they've been saying ask hole. They've called me an ask hole, which is interesting and quite funny. But yeah, they're so sweet. They hate me and call me an asshole. I don't know. Yeah, so sweet. Yeah.
They're such lovely boys. They are such lovely boys.
I do love them. I'm obsessed with them.
What is your biggest parenting mistake besides teaching your kids the word asshole?
There's not one big mistake I would say that like pops to my mind, but I feel really bad every time I yell at them. I mean, I truly do. So I feel bad about 12 times a day.
That's good. If it's only 12, you're winning. Okay, describe parenting in one word.
Show.
Isn't that where we started?
Seems appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. In the literal sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes, both actually. So much. Oh my God, especially, thank God I'm out of the diaper phase, but there was a moment when me and both my kids were all wearing diapers. Like the first week after I had my second, I was like, wow, we're all wearing diapers. Great. This is a show.
Okay, what is your proudest parenting moment?
the other day, well, Cyrus, right before I came up here, he grabbed my face and kissed me on the lips and he said, "I love you, mommy." And I mean, I just, nothing is sweeter than that. But then the other day, Idris said that he loved his life and he loved himself. And I just thought, yeah, that's exactly what I want, is for my kids to love themselves. I hope they know I always love them no matter what, but I really want to raise confident kids. And I felt like him saying that made him feel really good. Yeah, and I mean, that makes me want to cry. It makes me so happy. I want my babies to love themselves.
Yeah, I love that. My son actually he loves getting in bed. And he got into bed and he said, "Oh, I have the best bed and the best book and the best life." And I was like, oh,
That gives me chills. It makes me want to cry.
Yeah, because that's all we're trying to do for them, right? Is give them the best life. And the fact that they would acknowledge it is incredible, because my teen doesn't.
I'm going to say, wait, how old are your kids again?
10 and 13.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting time to be quarantined.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I have it like not hard, but homeschooling a kindergartner is actually, I mean, there's a couple things I have to do, but you've got like actual homeschool you probably have to do.
Oh, I have just completely given up. I mean, I don't understand the math at all. So it's not even happening. It's just not happening.
Yeah. I don't know what teachers are going to do when these kids ever go back to school. I want to hug them. My mom was a teacher, so I certainly can understand the struggle of being a teacher, and this just makes it so much harder.
Oof, God bless them, and I hope they all get massive, massive raises.
Yes.
Okay, what is your biggest piece of parenting advice that you would give to everybody watching?
Okay, so I think this applies maybe a little bit more to a new mom, but probably any mom could benefit from it, is just be very mindful of who you follow on social media. I think especially when you're a new mom, you're very tired, you're exhausted, you're probably looking at your phone more than normal, maybe because you're either nursing or you're up at a weird time or whatever the case may be. And I think it can exacerbate any feelings of like doubt that you have as a mom. If somebody else is doing something better than you, or if they're thinner than you, or if their baby's sleeping through the night and yours isn't, you can feel like if their baby's latching perfectly and yours isn't, you can feel like. And it's so hard to navigate those first few months that with the added distraction of perfect people on social media, it can make you feel really, really, really bad about who you are as a mom. So just being really mindful of what you're consuming on social media when you become a first-time mom, especially. I think it's just in general good to be mindful of who you follow on social media. But so many moms get into this cycle of comparing their like circumstance to somebody else's, and everybody's just so different. And I think it can just really exacerbate any confusion and frustration and exhaustion you already have as a first-time mom. So I would say just like be mindful of your social media habits.
I love that. And you actually posted a few weeks ago another tip about not getting on your phone for the first hour of your day. And as a social media star that you are, that's hard, right? Because it's your work. But I think that it was such a beautiful, great tip, and it really impacted me to think just find your rhythm and clarity and self before you get bombarded by all the Karens. Is that what everyone's calling them now? With their perfect children and their perfect white matching outfits and their letterboards, and oh my God, please.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I'm a lover, no judgment. People rock your perfect little, stain-free outfits, but for
I will judge you. God will not.
I have to be so mindful because as a almost 36, soon to be 37-year-old, I know social media can affect me, and I'm a confident, happy, stable adult. So if there's like, I don't know, a new tired mom that's who's just like barely scraping by, and they see all these perfect out there doing so many things, it's gonna make them feel bad. And I think
that you're judging.
Yeah. But I'm not judging. You little perfect. I'm sweet.
You are sweet. I love you so much. I'm so
You
happy.
too.
Thank you for coming on my show and hiding in the bathroom with me.
My pleasure. I will do it anytime. And you have to come on my podcast soon. You'll
Okay.
be great.
So tell us about your podcast. Tell us where we can find you.
Sure. Yeah. So Sharzad Kiadeh on social media. And then the podcast is FAM, For All Moms. And it's hopefully an inclusive, fun, diverse community of moms. We have a private Facebook group that's really supportive. And then we just started a podcast in late January. Me and Susan, who I do my crazy beauty treatments with, we've also started this mom thing together. So,
and you've got mixed makeup. You are very busy.
I mean, I'm not that busy right now, to be quite honest. I've got my yoga pants on and my house slippers. I just did makeup for the first time in 3.5 weeks. I did it for you.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for having me. I mean, anytime I can collaborate with you, it's just like, yes, sign me up. I love everything you do. I feel so lucky to know you.
I feel the same. All right, go take care of those kiddos. I can't believe we didn't get interrupted.
I locked every door you could to get here, and I gave my husband very strict guidelines. I was like, don't with me.
Give me a moment alone.
Yeah, everything's great though. It's perfect in quarantine.